Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood upset tugboat, here with another review. And joining me is...
I'm Gwen Stacy. Watcha.
It was...
I am action person. Gwen Stacy. I have my costume is far less. I guess I didn't have the same amount of dexterity when it came to clothing here. Spider-Man made his own costume, and I think I just found a hoodie and some shoes.
Yeah. How do you see with that hood?
I'm just not good with sewing, I suppose.
How do you see with that hood on? It kind of like reduces your peripheral vision.
Yeah, and I can't really take it off either. And it's a good thing. It's a good. It's almost as bad as a cape actually, because a bad guy can easily grab it too.
Yeah.
Cape or a beard or anything like that.
Okay.
I also have no knees.
Oh yeah, but I do, despite me costing less.
Yeah.
So I got, yeah. But anyway, the review, Spider-Man 2 Across the Spider-Verse, featuring Miles Merallas.
Oh,
Speaking of Miles Morales.
maybe Miles Merallas should be in this review too.
Speaking of Miles.
Yeah.
Would you? Hi, it's me, the new Spider-Man.
New Spider-Man. Not boy. Or we're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what the movie's gearing up to.
Yeah, well, I can't remember now. Did she have a boy? Did I have a boyfriend? Otherwise,
probably.
Or did I? Or am I into the adult Spider-Man or something?
No, they had that punk rocker
Oh,
Spider-Man.
the punk rocker. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's my relationship with him? Right. All right. So we should probably.
I guess I'll be both of these guys because one is just a derivative of the other. So
Yeah.
Anyways,
well,
the review.
I think most of the Spider-Men in this movie actually are derivative.
Well, yeah, they all are. Every single one.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a review. Not first, non-spoilers. Actually, this is not a spoiler. This is more of a warning. This is a two-parter movie. Mm-hmm. As in, this is the first part of a two-parter.
They don't really advertise that very much with these movies. Like Dune.
Because I didn't know that, actually, until you mentioned it the day before.
Yeah.
I had no idea, so...
Well, I read it on the internet a while ago. That was going to be a two-parter.
Yeah, so make sure you know that going into it, that there's not going to be a complete story.
Yeah, it's standard now anyway. Yeah, well, when was the last complete movie you saw?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, in 2018. Yeah. I really liked that one. Was that? Yeah, of course I was in that one. Oh, I sure rewatched the movie.
Yeah.
The other one, yeah.
That was a complete story, but then they just kept it going.
Yeah.
Anyway, this time we go to different multiverses. There's other people from the multiverse come into this.
Well, there's Gwen's multiverse we start at, and then his multiverse, and then the multiverse in India, and then the multiverse central, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's a lot of the review haven't started, but it's overstuffed.
But this time it follows more closely with Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, certainly
It's at the beginning.
Yeah, well, it's kind of equal, I guess, actually. They sort of share, I would say, first billing.
Yeah, probably. This is one of those... This is actually two movies in one.
Yeah, it's like a TV show. Like nowadays, maybe you'll have one character that's sort of like the main character, but usually it's all ensemble casts now, and there's a couple of 3 characters that are sort of the main ones. And so that's sort of like what this is. Miles and Gwen are sort of the 2 main characters in this streaming series released in theaters.
Yeah, you should also be aware of that this movie is very long. It's 2.5 hours?
2 hours, 15 minutes, which is very unusual for a cartoon. And I guess they had even more to tell because it's probably going to be 4 hours long after it's done.
Yeah, it's like even this is not a complete movie either,
Well, yeah,
despite how long it is.
well, actually, who knows if the next movie's complete either? Like, they like to surprise you. Like that newest Fast X that came out, it suddenly turned into a trilogy a month before it was released.
Yeah.
So this, they could easily, like this, they may have a trilogy of two-parters, actually, who knows? Because they're going to try to, if it makes money, they're just going to try to pump it out as much as possible. Clearly, that's what you do, anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably going to get like a Disney Plus. Oh, wait, no.
Oh, I heard
This-
about a series, I think.
This is not a Disney movie. This is a purely Sony movie. But there are a lot of cameos from a lot of different Spider-Mans at the very end.
And in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, there's a few in the middle. But then, yeah. But then when we start the second movie,
Probably even more Spider-Man, yeah.
yeah, like this does the same thing like the Avatar movie did. They started a new movie in the middle of the first movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And yeah.
So, yeah, where were we? So yes, we got through basically what's mainly... Oh, well, so it's mainly about, in the spoiler-free review section, it's about... well, I don't know what would be the I didn't see the trailers. What would count as a spoiler for?
I guess anything not in the trailers.
Because I guess basically Gwen Stacy recruits Peter Parker for a multiverse mission, and then it spirals from there, I guess.
Yeah, okay, good enough. Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, and
Or
then I guess Gwen Stacy comes in with a opportunity to travel, and Spider-Man convinces his mother to let him go on the trip, and where they go is the multiverse. And then we learn that the multiverse is very connected. It rhymes. It repeats. It rhymes like a poem.
Overall, I guess, well, I don't know how to think about this. It's kind of like, while I was sitting there in the theater watching it, I was kind of enjoying it, or enjoying parts of it. But now that I had more time to think about it, the more the story just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess probably, yeah. I don't... The story was never going to make sense anyway, so I don't know. I haven't really thought too much about... Actually, I haven't thought too much about it after. It didn't really stick with me, I suppose, then.
Nah.
Yeah, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it just had a whole lot of stuff happening in it. Like it almost like it was they put together like 7 episodes of a kid's cartoon show, actually.
And story-wise, like it feels like it was written by like a teenage girl.
Let's see. It was written by one of the guys who did the Lego Movie, and someone else.
Was he a teenage girl?
No, I don't think so.
Does he have a teenage girl?
I don't know,
'Cause
actually.
Did he let her write the story for this?
Well-
Because
Oh yeah.
like in the beginning, like we have like we start with Gwen Stacy. So like, hey, let's do this one more time, and then we start with Spider-Woman, and I have a friend called Peter Parker who died, and now I'm like really depressed and angsty about it. Now I have to beat these drums to symbolize my teenage angst, because no one understands me.
Well, it is for teenagers, I guess. This show, probably more for adults, actually. Unless,
And
yeah,
well, at the end, like even like the whole overarching story.
it's
This whole and like the whole thing about or your future is, or you don't get to tell me what my future is. I make my future, and it was like, all that responsibility stuff Spider-Man is known for. Forget all that. I'm doing my thing. Forget responsibility.
well, responsibility to what? Because like he was just presented with a
powers.
story about how everything that has happened must happen the exact same way. All is already determined, and just some guy told him that. Like, how do you really
Is that
like?
what that was?
Yeah,
Because again, like it's kind of confusing even when he was trying to explain it. Like there's these certain canon events that must happen.
yeah.
And if it doesn't happen one time, the whole multiverse gets destroyed somehow.
And it is just somehow they don't really connect exactly
Yeah.
why everything would just fall apart.
But then in the India universe,
Yeah.
like he saves the guy. Like like one of the canon events is that the Gwen Stacy iteration in that universe has to die.
Or the Captain
Or-
Stacy.
I mean, yeah, like the Gwen Stacy's dad
cop
has to
dad,
die in there, but they save him in the Indian universe, and then the universe starts to get destroyed. But then the Spider-Mans come in and they start stopping the destruction.
Oh yeah, did they? Yeah, what happened
What's the problem then?
there? Yeah. Yeah. So well, I don't know. See, the thing is, this is only a first part of the movie, so it's you never know when you're sort of making complaints about something that they will reveal later on. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
Like, cause like what's happening right now that we think is bad. Maybe that's the point, and they're going to tell us something else in the next movie, you know, to show us what the good thing is or something like
Yeah,
that.
but it just seemed like that whole thing was sort of like a plot contrivance, just to get that one line for him to be like, no, everyone keeps telling me what my future is, but I'm just gonna make it myself.
Well, except for there was just all these random strangers
Then-
telling him what his future was. And
Well, not really.
But yeah, and there's like, no, you can't save your father. He has to die.
But yeah, no, I mean like that's the contrivance.
Yeah.
That for some reason, these things must happen.
Well, but that's why I'm saying, like, maybe in the next movie they will, like, explain why it would happen, or they'll explain, no, actually it is a contrivance and we don't have to follow.
Yeah, I know, because like it sounded like they were trying to set up that it's actually the fear of what could be is what the true villain or something. Because like when
Well,
it was like, you don't actually know what that is going to destroy the universe, and then he's like, well, are you sure? Do you want to test that or whatever he said? So it sounded like this.
Yeah.
Kind of in that direction.
Well, that is actually a pretty big theme in American movies, actually, not even just now.
But I guess we're talking about like near the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But
Well, we don't have to do a full synopsis, do we, or whatever? We don't have to go through it's beat by beat, do we?
yes.
Oh, okay. But well, because you can just look at our notes here. Oh, all right. Here's something random. Batman: Arkham Asylum. Gwen Stacy has Batman: Arkham Asylum eyes. If you've noticed. Well, there's a lot that happened in that movie, but she has, and I guess the other Spider-Man have it too. But she'll do something with her eyes, and then she can like see like what happened and
It's the X-ray eye.
yeah, like in Bat.
Right, those little robot drone things
Yeah, like they took it like it. She has the exact same Batman eyes that Batman
that
has.
can show you the past.
Yeah.
In perfect detail.
So they, but I guess Marvel and DC are famous for copying off of each other.
Nah.
But I don't know. There's only so many.
No, the what's his face had it in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Well, that was still after
Chris
Asylum.
Pratt. Yeah, but yeah, no, like I guess the technology does technically exist in this universe. So
Oh yeah.
so no, it was intentional.
Yeah.
So why not use that all the time for like all crime scenes? Then you just eliminate crime.
Yeah.
Like if you have that kind of
Well,
technology.
eliminate mystery of what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can like, who killed this guy? Well, get the drones, get the past telling drones out, and to recreate everything that happened here
Well, actually,
in
according
perfect detail, including everything they were mumbling to themselves while putting together this weird technology thing.
But actually, thinking about it, I think the movie does tell us that it's really just Spider-Man that keeps the universe together. Because when we go to the universe where Spider-Man becomes the Prowler instead of Spider-Man, the whole city is in flames. Because Spider-Man's not there to save New York.
So every universe needs a Spider-Man.
Otherwise, the world just falls apart for some reason.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, even if Peter Parker dies, like, some other rando has to become Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or, like a girl or a pig.
Or a car.
Yeah, Peter Parker hasn't
T-Rex.
made an appearance yet, but the car did. The Spider car made an
Yeah,
appearance.
Peter Parker.
Parker, get it?
From the car, because cars park, and he's called Parker.
Peter and Spider Park. Wait, but I don't know how it doesn't really work for the spider part though. Spider.
Where'd the webs come from a car?
Exhaust pipe. You know, like a real spider comes from the back.
But then how does he swing across the?
Very carefully.
Why does he? If he uses a car, how can? Why would he even need to swing at all? Well, I guess
traffic.
Jam.
Yeah, traffic. Airplanes. If he's fighting airplanes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Do you have random notes? So you can just go through random notes.
Well, I just have a look at it. I thought the scene's dragged out way too long.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, it has lots of stuff going on all the time. It's so overstuffed, but at some points it just seems to drag too.
Yeah.
Because like when they're having like their discussions, say I have here blood to the head. They have a long discussion, Gwen and Miles on a big building, but then they go under a gargoyle and they're both upside down for like a solid 5 minutes. But they have like a lot of interesting visuals, I guess, to try to get through the the exposition. But yeah, it's just lots of visuals during the exposition, though. So it's just sort of overstuffed, basically.
Yeah, it's also the same thing.
Lots of stuff.
And they're talking about the same stuff they were talking about like a couple of scenes before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're like how the world doesn't understand us. Teenage angst.
I did say here, but are these rules? Because they don't really. But they'll probably say something in the next movie. Oh yeah, I saw that. I thought in Gwen Stacy's universe, I saw that they were called the PDNY, the cops. So I thought, oh, in different universes are the cops different? But in Miles' universe, they're also the PDNY. So that must just be a copyright thing.
Oh, they're the police departments of
the police detectives of New York. Yeah, I don't know like how a horse and cowboy are any way related to Spider-Man. How are they not something completely different? How are they a different Spider-Man?
What do you have to swing on in the Old West?
Yeah, what would you have? Something, the trees, I guess. But like it's how, but I can understand like in if it's all the same time, you need a Spider-Man happening in the 21st century when Spider-Man happens, and if Spider-Man dies, it just goes to a different person. But why is there a Spider-Man in the Old West?
Because
just a whole lot.
Funny joke.
Yeah, just like there's no real rules, I guess. Which I guess they don't have to have real rules necessarily, but reliving same thing over and over again. In different universes, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like this is almost like we're stuck in nostalgia right now, and I guess this movie sort of shows that where we have to repeat the same thing over and over again. Everyone has to have the same Spider-Man. So even if you're not Peter Parker, you have someone you know has to die, and you have to be really sad about it.
That's what makes you Spider-Man.
Yeah, because
somebody dying. But he already had his somebody dying moment. Miles Morales had his somebody dying moment already. Like his uncle.
Oh, that's right. He already had his uncle die.
So why does his dad need to die too?
A second time, yeah.
To make him learn responsibility.
Well, that's what happened with Spider-Man in the live action, where Uncle Ben's already dead for Spider-Man No Way Home, and then. Spoiler, I guess, for the other movie.
But they never mentioned
No Way Home, where they have to kill the aunt, right? In No Way Home?
Yeah.
When the uncle's already dead.
Well, they never actually mentioned the uncle in the the Marvel Spider-Man.
Baby Spider-Man, yeah. Age-appropriate Spider-Man.
Like his Uncle Ben was Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's right. So he already had Tony Stark die on him, I guess. I think they may have done a reference to the television show The Wire on this thing. Because there's this scene... Okay, so there's a scene in The Wire where they're looking at a crime scene where someone was shot, and they're looking around the place, but the only word they ever say is the F word. And every time they find like a new clue that reveals more, they say the F word. And in this, they're doing some sort of investigation thing where they keep saying shoot all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So because like these are adults too, so they probably like The Wire.
Yeah.
Who wrote this? I'm assuming. I think some people like adult stuff still.
Probably adults.
Oh, and that's the other thing about this, about the guy there is like, he's saying like you can't change this. This is the way it has to be. But I always find that whenever someone says you can't change something, they're probably protecting their own power actually. So you probably have to investigate a bit further into
But yeah,
why
he's
can't
like
you do
villain.
something.
Yeah, he's the villain of the third movie that was shoved into the second movie.
Oh, what's that?
The Miguel guy,
He was in the
Spider-Man. He was. No, I'm saying like he's the villain who was supposed to be in the third movie, but
Oh.
they shoved him into the second movie because they had to make this to be an hour, 2.25 hours long for some reason.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he. Well, he does seem sort of like bad guy-ish. I thought he was going to be a friendly rival. Is he going to be an actual bad guy?
That's what I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
That's what looks like what they're gearing him up to be.
Or yeah. Or or they'll fight him. Oh no, they're not going to kill him. They don't kill bad guys anymore. He'll come to understand his wrongness, and
Yeah.
all the people he murdered will
Yeah.
forgive him, and
Well,
everything's okay.
It was you teenagers who were right all along.
Yeah.
Just had to stop being bad.
Yeah.
Give peace a chance.
Yeah. That they had a really long action sequence.
Us adults could really learn from those teenagers.
Yeah. They had that really long action sequence after they revealed the whole Spider-Verse connecting tissue thing, and that went on for like 20 minutes, I think. But I think that was like their big final action sequence, because in the next 20 minutes, it's all just story.
Yeah. Well, they had to make a cut, or they had to slow it down in the middle of the action scene to have a scene where this Spider-Man tells Miles Merallas how great he is.
Oh, yeah.
And he only had a baby because of Miles Merallas.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he wanted to have
Tell you how
a
great
Miles
you are.
Morales baby of it for himself.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why he had the baby.
Yeah, no, it is just you are the... I guess main character of a movie means you're the best.
Yeah.
And you inspire everybody.
Yeah. Which also went on for like way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this movie could have easily been like 90 minutes.
Yeah, no, especially if you're going to cut it into 2. Why don't cut it into 3 then and have hour-and-a-half movies?
Yeah.
Um...
So I'm guessing the third movie is being made concurrently with the second or something. Or
Yeah, I didn't look it up. I'm assuming it's coming out
still in production.
next year.
I guess it's just the parts that they finished.
They had no post-title sequence, but they did reveal the title, I think, of the sequel.
Yeah. Beyond the Spider-Verse.
And if Internet Movie Database is correct, it's coming out in 2024 sometime.
Oh. I guess we don't have to wait that long then.
Yeah, because I think, well, like even because even Mission Impossible's getting into this. They've sort of shot one movie and then split it into 2 as well on purpose at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's basically 2 movies for the price of 1, basically.
Yeah.
I'm getting older, so I don't really like the new pop songs anymore that they had in the movie, but I like the orchestral score, I guess, or the action score, because they use a lot of, I guess, some electronic stuff, but like, I guess you'd call it like dirty noises in the music, like you get that high pitch or scream going on when things happen. I really like that. But the pop songs are a bit probably past me now.
Yeah. Like the sound and the music is good. Visually.
Oh, visually,
Very
yeah.
impressive. Very colorful.
Extremely busy.
Which, another warning too, probably for epileptics might want to avoid this.
Yeah, it's very flashy.
Yeah.
And I think the Turtles movie is sort of copying this style too.
Yeah, we saw a trailer in this one. It looked very like the jittery kind of 30 frames per second thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it almost looks like a comic book come to
Yeah.
life, but yeah, and it's and like for all the different characters from the different multiverses, like we had the Vulture in the first fight scene. He was like a paper guy. He had like the Renaissance, Italian Renaissance kind of art style to him, and also the punk rock boyfriend guy.
Oh yeah.
He had his own kind of like look kind of like a dotted.
Well, all the Spider-Men are like
80s
long and skinny like this.
kind of.
Actually, they all have the sort of the same.
Yeah.
Because the Rocker's super skinny too.
Also, I think it's written by a teenage girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like the perfect kind of boyfriend for an angsty teenager he's like a rock star, and he's British, and he speaks with a British or Cockney accent, and he thumbs his nose at authority.
But I don't know what teenage boys or girls are like anymore. I think they're kind of different after social media and everything else.
Well, the tools might be different, but humans will always be the same, even teenagers.
Everyone needs to eat, I guess, in order to live.
Not the Breatharians.
What did they use?
They just use air and the power of the earth.
Oh, well, I guess the food is the
and
power of the
lies.
earth. Oh, power of lies.
Because they eat. They all actually eat when nobody's looking.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, lies.
Well, I also think he was supposed to be like the Miles Merallas of his universe. Because of that quick little thing about, when Miles was trying to blow up the force field with his electric powers that he has, the Rockstar guy comes in and is like, hey, next time use your palms instead of just your fingers. So that kind of makes me think he's has the same powers as Miles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it could be British rocker Miles.
Yeah.
Because there's no real rules to this multiverse. He can just be anything, really.
And it would also make him for the love triangle thing, he would be like the Miles 2.0.
I guess I don't know how far they're going with the love triangle thing, because he just sort of disappears.
Oh yeah, yeah. He just quits sort of halfway.
Yeah, he'll probably show up again, I suppose.
Because of too much authority.
Too much authority.
Yeah, he
well, what do you think an organization is in the first place?
Yeah. He apparently was there for several months.
Yeah, why? There's going to be too much authority inherently. Just not join them.
Yeah. But no, the authority meter just went way too high for him on that one when they had to fight Miles to prevent him from saving his father.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, well, we don't want the connections to disconnect and whatever.
But will they?
And they don't really explain why the universe is connected only through Spider-Man's and friends' stories as well. Why isn't why isn't Justin Trudeau the guy is the linchpin of the universe, or Brad Pitt? Why isn't Brad Pitt the one that has to keep the connections, have the same story in all his universes? It's just one person, right?
Yeah.
There's no one else that has to have the same story, do they?
Oh.
Or does everyone have to have the same story in all the different universes?
Gwen Stacy's dad has to die. But I guess he's kind of attached
but he's
to
connected
Spider-Man
to Spider-Man, yeah. So I don't know if... So is it just Spider-Man then? Maybe they'll tell us more in the next movie. Well, I think I said all my stuff. Talked about the animation and whatnot, and the music, and the story's only half a story.
Mm.
But I guess that's just the way the world works now.
The Spot is now the villain.
Oh yes, the Spot's the bad guy for at least the first half year.
Yeah, then he sort of just disappears for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first part was pretty slow. Kind of picks up when they finally get to the Spider-Man world, but that part, or actually, when they go to the India world. That part I kind of like that because I like the guy there, the Spider-Man, the Indian Spider-Man there. He's kind of funny and this a positive attitude, but he had this perfect hair. He doesn't need to. He doesn't really try. It's just perfect as it is.
It was conditioner and genetics.
Yeah. And he had this weird this golden ring that he used while shooting webs to throw at people.
Yeah, why not? He should be the good guy. We don't have to have these crying superheroes all the time. Yeah. Can't you enjoy yourself sometimes?
Yeah.
You have superpowers.
I think he's gonna be in the next, because at the very end they have a shot of Gwen Stacy. She goes rogue and starts her own Ultimate Authority team, over all the universes. And like all the guys from the Spider-Mans from the previous movie are in it, and so is the Indian guy and the punk rocker guy. And yeah. But so overall, I don't know. It's if you have 2.25 hours that need to be filled, I guess this is okay. Do you need to run out and see it? No. If you like the first one, you are gonna like the second one.
Yeah. I think a lot of people actually like it. It may not have been exactly for me, mainly because I don't like that stupid two-parter thing. I really liked the first movie.
Yeah, just be aware.
Because it was a movie, first of all.
Yes. Just be aware that it's a two-parter.
Yeah. I'm going to go
get
look up that movie again.
Stop hitting me with their webs.
I don't know. These webs, they look more like cloth or something. Then.
Well, stop hitting me with your cloth.
Yeah, cloth. So yeah, it's fun enough. It's 2 hours though, but I guess if you're going to a movie theater, movies are long now anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's been our review
of the Spider-Man.
So why don't you tell us what you thought of the Spider-Man movie? And who is Miguel right or wrong for letting people die to save the universe?
Who did you ask?
The fans.
The fans. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I mean the
comment below.
The 3 people who watch some of my videos.
Comment below.
Make a comment.
Comment
and
below.
Subscribe.
Subscribe below.
And
hit the subscribe button. Jam the button with the bell. Kick the
whip the
monitor.
Subscribe button
Flip
with your webs.
Yeah. Flip those subscribe buttons.
Alright,
flip,
so
flip, just like that. Flip.
Don't touch me with that. I don't like that.
Alright, cut.